हेलो डियर फ्रेंड्स, बिजनेस हेल्पलाइन को आपण मान को बहुत बहुत स्वागत। आज आम देखा 1 अक्टोबर रु 10 अक्टोबर मध्य बेस्ट ऑफ बेस्ट करंट अफेयर गुड़ा प्रायतः आपणकर जो सब अपकमिंग एग्जाम एसएससी रेलवेज ओपीएससी ओएसएससी ओपीएससी टीचिंग जेकोसी एग्जाम हेल्पफुल रहिबो। आ गोटे कथा कहूँ जो मेमोरी दरकार पड़ो मो मेमोरी कहीदेवी जो दरकार ना डायरेक्ट सिनेमा आंसर कहीदे पढ़ेबी। ठीक है, स्टार्ट करिए। Who was recently reappointed as the Attorney General of India for the next 2 years by the President? এটা আপনার জানি आर वेंकटरमणी से ऑलरेडी पुराना है गाड़ी न्यूज अपना मन लगे रीतिपेटा तक कुछ मेमोनिक्स में कहूनी। नेक्स्ट, अंडर हुज चेयरमैनशिप वाज 16 मीटिंग ऑफ द एम्पावर्ड टास्क फोर्स ऑन गंगा कंजर्वेशन हेल्ड। अच्छा, एडा मध्य आपण मानकर से वाटर वेर ही मंत्री जी अच्छा है, वाटर पावर मिनिस्टर जी अच्छा से ही अच्छा, तेणु गंगा मन पड़े वाटर मिनिस्टर किए अच्छे आप आइडिया गला आंसर आसो। नेक्स्ट, हु वाज रिसेंटली इलेक्टेड द न्यू 37th प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ बीसीसीआई है होचे मिथुन कौन मनहास मिथुन मनहास है एटा केन मन रखिए देखो आपनकर अच्छे बीसीसीआई है देखो दुईटा जिन मुझे कोडिंग करे सीसी अच्छी मिथुन अच्छी एम अच्छी एम एम सी सी ओके बुझिपारे मुझे मन रखे चेष्टा कर। नेक्स्ट नेक्स्ट आसला the central government has issued a guideline to open approximately how many public EV charging stations under the PME drive scheme, around 72,300. Next, who recently won India's first gold medal at the World Para Athletic Championship 2025 से होची शैलेश कुमार कौन करछनी वर्ल्ड पारा एथलेटिक चैंपियनशिप रे फर्स्ट गोल्ड मेडल विन करछनी। नेक्स्ट, which ministry launched the Clean City Jodi initiative on 27 September 2025? Ministry of Home and Urban Affairs जोटा कि MOHUA। अच्छा, नेक्स्ट देखिए, where will PM Narendra Modi attend the centenary celebration of RSS of as chief guest on October 1st 2025 न्यू दिल्ली। अच्छा, राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ को है जोटा आपनकर आरएसएस कहउछनी तार जो 100तम सेलिब्रेशन है सेटा को आपनकर न्यू दिल्ली रे से एटा कोन करछन चीफ गेस्ट आकर जाइछन न्यू दिल्ली एटा मन हेडक्वार्टर न्यू दिल्ली। नेक्स्ट, what percent of the national economy does agriculture currently contribute? 5.5%. According to the recently published NCRB report 2023, how many people died in the 24,678 railway accident in India in 2023? 21,803. Who replaced Lieutenant General Gurbir Pal Singh as the Director General of NCC 1st October 2009 लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल बीरेंद्र बैट्स। अच्छा, देखो किए थे गुरबीर पाल सिंह थे है सी एवं बीरेंद्र बैट्स। अच्छा, देखो गुरु थिले है गुरु जी थिले है गुरु जी थे से पुणी एनसीसी थिले है तेणु एनसीसी जो आप देखिए गोटे आप जिन देखिए गोटे सी और सी अच्छे है तेणु एवं जी आसे सी भी आसे वीरेंद्र भट्स एनसीसी सी सी ओके मन गला। नेक्स्ट, हु इनागुरेटेड एशिया's largest sewage treatment plant STP in Okla, Delhi on September 30, 2025? से किए करछे ना अमित शाह करछन्ती कोठी एशियार सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट एसटीपी जोटा ओकला दिल्ली रे से करछन्ती। ओके, नेक्स्ट याकू जदि हम करिबा सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट को किछि मन किछि कोडिंग नाही मन रखा पड़ो कि अमित शाह किछि प्रकार करछनी ना मन करछन मन रखा पड़ो। नेक्स्ट, who has recently been appointed the new chief secretary of Delhi? से होचनी राजीव वर्मा। अच्छा, सेक्रेटरी। अच्छा, सेक्रेटरी कौन आपन चीफ सेक्रेटरी सी राजीव वर्मा ओके आगुरी जी थे मन रखा पड़ो एबी जी मन रखा पड़ो नेक्स्ट शीतल देवी ओन द गोल्ड मेडल इन द आर्चरी पारा चैंपियनशिप हेल्ड इन व्हिच कंट्री सेटा होइछि कोडी आपन साउथ कोरिया शीतल देवी साउथ कोरिया ओके एस फॉर शीतल एस फॉर साउथ कोरिया नेक्स्ट approximately how many voters are included in the recently published vote final voter list of Bihar 74.2 million. Next, where did PM Narendra Modi participate in the Durga Puja celebration at the चित्तरंजन पार्क से होची दिल्ली चित्तरंजन पार्क एठे दिल्ली तो चित्तरंजन मेला वाला टिके कंप्लीट कर दिया अपन कोलकाता बेले नाही एटा अपन घर चित्तरंजन होची कोठी दिल्ली मन लगे when did the Indian European Free Trade Association Trade and Economic Partnership TP TPA agreement कौन है जी come into effect कौन है जी ना October 1st to एटा है जी okay next according to the Hunur India Rich List 2012 the combined wealth of the people of the list has increased how many lakhs crore rupees around 167 lakh crore as per the National Education Policy 2020 how many Kendriya Vidyalaya have been designed by the PM Sri Vidyalayas around 319 913 okay 913 okay next who recently assumed the charge of Director General of CISF Parveer Ranjan कौन है डायरेक्टर जनरल ऑफ सीआईएसएफ ପାଇଁ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି assume କରାଯାଇଛି ଦେଖିଆ ହେଇ ସାରନ୍ତୁ ତାପରେ ଦେଖିଆ ହେଲା next the combined wealth of the 1238 people on the Hunur India Rich Index 200 is approximately what percent of the country's GDP around 40%. Which state tourism department was recently awarded the Global Tourism Award 200 Andhra Pradesh ଆମ ପାଖ state ହେଉଛି ଆନ୍ଧ୍ର ପ୍ରଦେଶ ମନେ ରଖିବେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର okay next how many years the pulses self-reliance mission been announced uh, for the for in the 2026 budget around 6 years 6 वर्ष हेगलानी pulses self-reliance mission ଚାଲିଛି next approximately how many central government employee and pensioners are there in country around 49.1 lakh and 68.72 lakh ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ ମାନେ ଏମ୍ପ୍ଲୟି ଅଛନ୍ତି କମ୍ pensioner ଅଛନ୍ତି ବେଶୀ okay next according to the Hunur India Rich List in Rich List 2000 who was became the world's richest actor rupees 12,490 crore के शाहरुख खान richest actor शाहरुख खान okay next who recently became the first person to achieve a net worth of over 500 billion such as Elon Musk okay next the RBI has raised the India's GDP growth forecast for the fiscal year 2026 6.5% to what percentage 6.8%. Which country was recently awarded the prestigious ISSA award 2000 for outstanding achievement in social security? India next with which country will India join host the first women T20 cricket World Cup for the blind to be held from November 11 to 23 श्रीलंका रे हवाड़ा अच्छा ब्लाइंड मन करा हबो T20 क्रिकेट हला T20 क्रिकेट तो एटा कोठे माने आपनकर हमर इंडिया रो तळ देश सेटा होची श्रीलंका नेक्स्ट The RBI released its monetary policy report October 2025 after which meeting of the monetary policy committee held from September 29 to October 1 2025 57th. India's social security coverage has increased from 19% in 2015 to what percent in 2025 64.3%. The Prime Minister will launch the centrally sponsored scheme PM Setu with an investment of how many crore rupees? Around 60,000 crore rupees. Next, the National Critical Minerals Mission launched by the central government aims to obtain 1,000 patents by when? around 2023. Next, India's current account deficit has been reduced to what percent of GDP in the first quarter of the fiscal year 2025? 0.2%. Which city has been become India's first slum-free city? সেটা হচ্ছে চণ্ডীগড়। চণ্ডীগড় হচ্ছে সিটি যেটাকি আপনাଙ୍କର ফার্স্ট স্লাম ফ্রি সিটি। নেক্সট, according to the Asian Development Bank ADB, India's GDP is projected to grow by what percent in 2026? 6.7%. Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change Bhupendra Yadav recently laid the foundation stone for Namo Van in the Manesar in which state? এটা হচ্ছে Manesar হচ্ছে Haryana. Okay, next. When did the Reserve Bank of India RBI announced a scheme for promptly returning inactive account and unclaimed funds? Around সেটা আপনাଙ୍କର 1st October 2025. What is the current per capita availability of the milk per day in India? সেটা হচ্ছে 471 grams per day. Next, where will the United Nations Conference of Heads of Troop contributing countries be hosted Indian Army from October 14 to 16? New Delhi. ଆଚ୍ଛା, ଏଇଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କର କ'ଣ ୟୁନାଇଟେଡ୍ ନେସନ୍ କନଫରେନ୍ସ ଯେଉଁଟା ହେବ ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ସବୁ ପାଖାପାଖି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆନ୍ ଆର୍ମି ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ସବୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ନ୍ୟୁ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀରେ ହିଁ ହୁଏ, ମନେ ରଖିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ। ନେକ୍ସଟ, ରିସେଣ୍ଟଲି ମିନିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଅଫ୍ ମାଇନ୍ସ ଇସ୍ୟୁଡ୍ ଗାଇଡ଼ଲାଇନ୍ ଫର୍ ଦ କ୍ରିଟିକାଲ୍ ମିନେରାଲ ରିସାଇକ୍ଲିଂ ପ୍ରମୋସନ୍ ସ୍କିମ୍ ୱର୍ଥ ହାଉ ମେନି କରୋଡ଼ ରୁପିଜ୍? ଆରାଉଣ୍ଡ 1500 crore rupees. ଓକେ, ନେକ୍ସଟ, ଆପଣ ଯଦି ଚ୍ୟାନେଲ୍ ଭଲ ଲାଗୁଛି ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଲାଇକ୍ ସେୟାର ସବସ୍କ୍ରାଇବ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ। OPSC ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଷ୍ଟଡି ବୁକ୍ ଦରକାର କିମ୍ବା ସ୍ମାର୍ଟ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ୍ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଦରକାର, ଆପଣମାନେ କି ଡିଟେଲ୍ସ ପଢ଼ନ୍ତୁ, QR କୋଡ୍ ସ୍କାନ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ। ଓକେ, OSSCର କିମ୍ବା OSSSCର ମଧ୍ୟ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଯଦି ଇ ବୁକ୍ ଦରକାର ଡିଟେଲ୍ସ ପଢ଼ନ୍ତୁ, QR କୋଡ୍ ସ୍କାନ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ। ଷ୍ଟିଲ୍ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ହେଲେ ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ ଭିଡ଼ିଓ ଚାଲିଛି ତା ତଳେ କମେଣ୍ଟ ସେକ୍ସନରେ 4ଟା ଯାକ ଇ ବୁକ୍ ଲିଙ୍କ୍ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ଼ କରିବି, ଆପଣ ସେଠୁ କ'ଣ କ୍ଲିକ୍ କରିକି ଆପଣମାନେ ଇ ବୁକ୍ ଦେଖିପାରିବେ। ନେକ୍ସଟ, ବାକି ରହିଲା ଷ୍ଟିଲ୍ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ଅଛି, ତଳେ ନମ୍ବର ଦିଆଯାଇଛି 9937193244 ନମ୍ବର ମୋତେ ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ସଆପ୍ କରିପାରିବେ। ଓକେ, ତାପରେ ଆସିଲା କେର୍ ଷ୍ଟାମର ହୁ ୱିଲ୍ ବି ଭିଜିଟିଂ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ଫ୍ରମ୍ October 8 to 9, 2025 is the Prime Minister of which country? So, Britain, the Keir Starmer. Okay, Britain, the Prime Minister. Ken Moncada, Keir Starmer. According to the Ministry of Labour and Employment in India is expected to increase from 475 million in 2017 to how many crore in 2023-24? Around 643.3 million. Around. Okay, next. Where did Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman launch the nationwide financial awareness campaign Your Capital Your Rights? Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Okay, next. Where does India rank in the world in terms of startups? Around 3rd person. Okay, next. The average daily wage of temporary worker has increased from 294 in July-September 2027 to how many rupees in April-June 2024? Around 433. 297 ଦେଲା ଆପଣଙ୍କ 433 ହେଲାଣି। ନେକ୍ସଟ, in which city was the 11th World Green Economy Summit recently held? ସେଟା ହେଉଛି ଦୁବାଇ। ଆଚ୍ଛା, ଦୁବାଇ। Next, in which state did Minister of State Sripada Nayak inaugurated IREDA 55 kilowatt solar CSR project for water supply? ଏଟା ହେଉଛି ଗୋଆରେ କରିଛନ୍ତି। Next, according to the Ministry of External Affairs, directs flight between India and which country will begin by the end of October 2025? ସେଟା ହେଉଛି ଚାଇନା। ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ଆଉ ଚାଇନାରେ ପୁଣି ଚାଲିବ ଫ୍ଲାଇଟ୍। ନେକ୍ସଟ, according to the Ministry of Labour, the female labor force participation rate LFPR is projected to increase from 23.3% in 2017-18 to how many percent in 2023-24? Around 41.7%. In light of the India's rapid expansion in digital payment, the RBI has established a payments regulatory board for how many members? Around 6 members. Next, in which district did Union Environment Minister Mr. Bhupendra Yadav inaugurated Rajasthan's first Noma Biodiversity Park. That was Alwar. Currently, how much percentage does India's dairy sector contribute to the country's economy? Around 5%. Tapre, which ministry launched the People's Plan campaign 2025-26 October to 2025? Around Minister Panchayat Raj. Okay, next. How much has the leprosy rate in India declined from 57.2 cases per 1,000 population in 1981 to 20.57 cases in 2025? 0.57. According to the Ministry, Labor and Employment, female workforce participation has increased how much percentage in 2024-25? 41.7%. Where will the Speaker of Lok Sabha led the 68th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference being held from October 5th to 12th? कौन बारबाडोस रे किए से ओ मिले जाइतले नेक्स्ट where has the establishment of the Nomo Semiconductor Laboratory has been approved to develop an indigenous chip manufacturing pool in IIT Bhubaneswar in Odisha perspective mon rakhiba next where has the 2-day international conference on the land administration and disaster management held ଏଟା ହେଉଛି ଗାନ୍ଧୀନଗର ତେଣୁ ଏଇ ମାସରେ ଟିକେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଗାନ୍ଧୀନଗର ଗୁଜୁରାଟ ତାପରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଟିକେ ଗୁଜୁରାଟ ରିଲେଟେଡ୍ ଟିକେ ଜିନିଷ ହେଇଛି ଆଉ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀ ରିଲେଟେଡ୍ ଜିନିଷ ହେଇଛି ମନେ ରଖିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ ନେକ୍ସଟ which city has been ranked as the safest city in India for the fourth consecutive time in the largest NCRB report around সেটা হচ্ছে কোন এটা পুଣି ରିପୋର୍ଟ ହେଉଛି 2023 ସେଟା ଆପଣ କୋଲକାତା ଦିଆଯାଇଛି ଓକେ ନେକ୍ସଟ where was the 9th edition of India Mobile Congress 2025 Asia's largest telecommunication media and technology event in our ସେଟା ହେଉଛି ନ୍ୟୁ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀ ନେକ୍ସଟ according to the Niti Aayog report what percentage of India's GDP does the automotive industry contribute 7.1% where who recently inaugurated the Jananayak Karpuri Thakur Skill University which is Narendra Modi next where in India was the world's highest motorable road recently constructed that's Ladakh motorable road where did PM Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi launched the PM Setu scheme New Delhi PM Setu scheme New Delhi Union Minister Sarbanand Sonowal launched India's first large gas carrier VLGC मन रखिए एटा कोन vessel जोटा कोन शिवालिक at which port एटा होची विशाखापट्टनम पोर्ट रे करछन किरा यूनियन मिनिस्टर सर्बानंद सोनोवाल नेक्स्ट which institution recently released the market study on artificial intelligence competition report so je competition commission of India जोटा CCI करछि AI रो CCI काम करछि AI रो competition उपरे report दबो okay next recently how many special train has the central government approved for the convenience of travelers on Diwali and Chhath Puja around 12,000 trains next which country has launched a coral larva cryobank to conserve the endangered coral reefs? That was Philippines. Next, where was the 7th meeting of India-Brazil Trade Monitoring Mechanism held on October 7, 2020? That was New Delhi. Approximately what percent of world's cotton cultivation area does India have? Around 40%. Which state recently officially launched its first private commercial coal mine, the Namchik Nampuk project? ସେଟା ହେଉଛି ଅରୁଣାଚଳ ନାମଚିକ ନାମ୍ପୁକ ହେଲା ଅରୁଣାଚଳ ପ୍ରଦେଶ ତାକେ ନାମଚିକ ନାମ୍ପୁକ ଅରୁଣାଚଳ ପ୍ରଦେଶରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସେମିତି ଦେଖିବେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର କ'ଣ ସେଇ ଟାଇପ୍ର ଟିକେ ଲୋକମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଆସାମରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ମେଘାଳୟରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ବଟ୍ ଅରୁଣାଚଳ ପ୍ରଦେଶ ହେଲା ସେଇ ଟାଇପ୍ର ନା ଟିକେ ନାଁ ଟିକେ ଅଲଗା ଅଛି ତେଣୁ ମନେ କ'ଣ ଅରୁଣାଚଳ ପ୍ରଦେଶ କରିପାରିବେ ନେକ୍ସଟ where was the 69th National School Game formally inaugurated recently? এটা হচ্ছে শ্রীনগর রয়েছে 69th National School Game তারপরে by when does the central government aim to reach around $350 billion in the country's textile industry 2030 Which ministry launched the People's Planning Campaign 2026 Sabki Yojana Sabka Vikas campaign on October 2, 2025? Around Minister Panchayat Raj. Okay, next. Who recently inaugurated the first phase of the Navi Mumbai International Airport? Narendra Modi. Which session of the International Solar Alliance ISA Assembly will be held in the Delhi from 27 to 27 to 30 October? Upcoming actually important ISA hala 8th session. How many crore rupees did the Panchayat Raj institution of Andhra Pradesh received as the first installment of the 15th Financial Commission grant? Around 410 crore rupees. India's non-petroleum and gas gems and jewelry export increased to how many billion US dollar in April to August 2000? $146 billion. What anniversary did the income tax appellate tribunal recently celebrate? Around 84th anniversary. Okay, next. Who inaugurated the unique tribal art exhibition Silent Conservation from the margins to the center, New Delhi on October 9, 2011? Former former President Sri Ramnath Kovind. এটা বন্ধ করে সাইলেন্ট কনজারভেশন কাউন্সিল କିଏ ରାମନାଥ କୋବିନ୍ଦ। ଓକେ, ଆପଣ କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟ ଯଦି ଭଲ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଲାଇକ୍ ସବସ୍କ୍ରାଇବ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ। OPSC ଯଦି ଦୁଇଟା ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଇବୁକ୍ ଅଛି 0 to 0 ସହିତ ସ୍ମାର୍ଟ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ୍ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଡିଟେଲ୍ସ ପଢ଼ନ୍ତୁ, QR କୋଡ୍ ସ୍କାନ୍ କରିକି ଆପଣ ନେଇପାରିବେ। OSSCର ଏବଂ OPSC ଯଦି ଇବୁକ୍ ଦରକାର ଡିଟେଲ୍ସ ପଢ଼ନ୍ତୁ, ଆପଣମାନେ QR କୋଡ୍ ସ୍କାନ୍ କରି ନେଇପାରିବେ। ଷ୍ଟିଲ୍ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ହେଉଛି ଭିଡ଼ିଓ ଚାଲିଛି ତା ତଳେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ କମେଣ୍ଟ ସେକ୍ସନ୍ ଅଛି, କମେଣ୍ଟ ସେକ୍ସନ୍ରେ ଆପଣ ଲିଙ୍କ୍ ଗୁଡ଼ା ପାଇଯିବେ, ଆପଣ କ୍ଲିକ୍ କରିକି ଇବୁକ୍ ଦେଖିପାରିବେ। ଓକେ, ଆଉ ଯଦି ଆଜି କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟ ଭଲ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଲାଇକ୍ ସବସ୍କ୍ରାଇବ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ। ଷ୍ଟିଲ୍ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ହେଲେ 9937193111 ମୋତେ ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ସଆପ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ। ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ।